kind of where you are. All right, the dog guy was talking about Caesar Milan, wrote 2 books. It's on National Geographic. Anyway, tug of war. These guys in this line here, lock your elbows out, go through. Step back a little bit, lock your elbows out, don't hold in. All right, let's see if we pull the ball away from the guy. All right, again, set up. All right, now, this line here, you have your hands barely touching the ball. You guys have an advantage because the ball's in your hand. Hand is under, and you're going to get ready to grab the ball away. All right, and the objective here, all you guys in this line here is not to let them pull the ball away from you. All right, my hands here in this line are not touching the ball. Are not touching the ball. Ready, set, go! Ball, let's go. Fight. All right, now switch it up. Everybody in this line, no, stay in your same spot. Use your higher intelligence. Whoa. I can get into Sonoma. Many places. I just saw something that was remarkable. Get down in the stands. Even the stands, both groups. Quick hands. All right, lock your elbows on. Quit cheating. All right, now my objective is to pull the ball away from him. It's hand quickness. You got to do it quick. Ready, set, hop! Yeah, all right, switch it up. Come on, man. Give us the lead. Give you guys a feather duster. All right, ready? 1, 2, hop! Ball. All right, come on now. Quick hands, ready? Hop! Oh, yeah! All right. Everybody in this line has the ball. Big fella. All right, try it one more time because we've got Ben Hur that just came in. God, Maddie made me want to have fun, Jesus. All right, give that guy some food. Where is Coach? Did he leave? Yeah. All right, hey, also, you had your time. All right, so guys ready? Set. Hop! All right. Now, everybody in this line has the ball here. All right, and now take your tits and face that way. All right, now put your chin on your shoulder and face your teammate. You guys are going to try and steal the ball. And I want you guys to understand that all ball handling is the ball here, my body here, and my opponent there. And so your job is to keep your body in between, all right, the defender and keep the ball back here. So he's got to go through your body in order to steal it. Now sit down. And I want you guys to stretch yourself out so we don't have all the way to the end line so we don't have any collisions. All right, everybody sit down in the chair with your chest out. You have the ball look that way. Chin on shoulder. Time to grab out of the ball behind your right foot. All right, knee up. Go ahead. Good. Now, teaching them how to go ball, you, and their man, and keeping them shielded. We're not trying to go by anybody. We're trying to protect the ball. And when pressure comes, players try to do the fanciest thing and they expose the ball. Any crossover violates the ball you man principle. So we tell our guys when pressure comes, you've got to know how to keep in the safe house. We're not trying to go by, we're trying to protect the ball, and we call it a V-back. And we're going to go attack that pressure with our leg and our ass, and then bring it back. And so we work off something that's the iron cross. This here is a pitch, and that's why Oscar Robinson, they talk about Oscar. Oscar attacked you with his ass. He was never interested in going by anybody. All right, Magic Johnson, he wasn't interested in, he would pass the ball by you, but he really didn't care about drilling the ball by you. But when the heat came and people were jamming, Magic, he'd throw his ass in your face. All right, Cheney, when Muggsy Bogues led the entire United States in steals, Temple played them. And so he just told his guards, just throw your ass in his face, and the little fella won't be able to get the steals. So Muggsy had ass in his face that whole game, and he was in here eating ass. All right, he was in here. All right, that's all he did. So my point is, when I went to practice and watched Cheney do practice, he would use his words to craft his words. Where I went, wow, that makes sense. And that was the guy who taught me tempo in terms of what he's doing. And so what I'm saying is you'll get coaches to say, how do you teach aggression? All right, put the ball down on the right-hand side. All right, just put it down and face your teammate. Face your teammate. All right, now take a step towards your teammate. Both guys get in the stance. Everybody's in a defensive stance. Now, this line here gets the push. Demonstration. I get to push him. All right, and it's not a hard push. I'm not trying to knock him over, but we're trying to get him used to contact. All right, we're trying to get him physical with him. All right, sit down, sit down. All right, he's uncomfortable. You can feel it. It's visceral. So, because he hasn't done it a lot. So, I'm going to say, let's be friends. Stop it. Stop it. Chop the aura. Stop it. You're all right. All right? Let's be friends. You guys, it's not natural. So, face this way. See, you're all tight. All right, loosen up. All right, give me your hand. Here we go. Let's walk this way. We're buddies. We're okay. Relax. All right, now turn and face me. All right, tense up a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, sit down. There you go. Put your hands up here. That's different. All right, relax. Give me your other hand. Let's walk this way. Relax. It's a different type of position. Now, get tough. Get ready to go. All right, hands are up. So all we're going to do is get him used to contact. There's fear there. It's primal. He's not sure what the hell I'm going to do. I'm not either. But nonetheless, I'm just saying, hey, he's got to get used to the contact. We have got to get in here and get used to it. That's the AK guy stuff. They don't know. And like Coach was talking about is, the guy goes from 0 to 60, he's worried. You know, I got a look in my eye, and all I want to do is quit it, relax. I'm not going to hurt you. We're not in that mode yet. Sit down. All right, let me move you a little bit. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do anything. You hurt me. All right? Good. Now, let's tighten up a little bit. A little bit. So you went to a lot, and then when we get into the contact, you're going to go into a range. No, we're just going to come out, man. I don't want that. All right, now, tighten up a little bit. All right, let's move. All right, now let's move. And it's a leverage game. It's a leverage game. It's a leverage game. All right? He's got to get used to it, and they're not, because we don't work with our players. All right, your turn. All right, now relax. Geez, we're buddies. Come on, walk this way. Relax. All right, go fine. Get tough. All right, you ready? Okay, you get it. All right, start wrestling a little bit. Lightly. Ah! Too much. Too much. Just go after each other at about a 3, where you're just kind of messing around like 2 puppy dogs. All right, mess. All right, now sit down, get lower. He who gets lowest wins the battle. All right, now let's take it up a notch. Take it up a notch, whatever you want to do. bodies, getting under our armpits. Go, come on. Let's go. Good. Forward. Big fella, you gotta get all the way in. There you go. Good. All right, hold it up. All right, now put your head. Both guys put your head over the ball. Careful on your ball. Don't touch the ball. Once you get there, you get great. You're fine. Put your head over the top of the ball. All right, don't bang head. You're on that side. You're on that side. All right, touch head. All right, there you go. Now, put your fingertips, both groups, everybody put your fingertips on the ground. Put your fingertips on the ground. All right, the value of that ball is for your janitor, it's for your president, it's for your teammate, it's for your mother, it's for your father. Now, both set of hands are on the ball. Everybody grab the ball. All right, and hold on to it really tight. All right, you're not trying to steal the ball. What you're trying to do is lift it off the ground an inch. All right, now you're going to move in a circle. All right, and you're going to pull on the ball together. We're together. All right, we want to put tension on our arms in the ball, and you circle in a 360. All right, don't let go of the ball. Or, as they would say in parenting class, hold on to the ball. As you're circling, you're locking your elbows out. And see who gets the ball pulled away first without jerking it. All right, and the objective is tension on the ball, but don't let it get pulled out of your hands. All right, circle, start circling. Pull on the ball a little harder now. Pull on it. All right, pull on it and keep. Now get chest out now, chest out. There you go, chest out. Now slide to the middle of the floor. Everybody slow down, slide. Hold on the ball as hard as you can. All right, now sit down. Hold on to the ball tight. Cup the ball. All right, now you guys can see you can pull the ball away from home. But cup the ball. Get as good a grip on the damn ball as you can. All right. So you got to pull back. Everybody pulls back. All right. One guy's pulling towards this ball. The other guy's pulling towards the other ball. All right. Here we go. Pull. On the wall. Half court, turn, put your head on the wall like this, get in, all right? Turn your face, all right? Hold on to his hip, pull back, just pull back and see if you can pull him off the wall. Your job is to hold on to the wall as long as you can, all right? Push forward, but you guys are pulling back. So I'm trying to keep my forehead on that mat, no matter what the hell you guys are doing. Get him off the wall. Spin around. Spin his ass around. Get him on the wall. On his ass off the wall. All right, switch up. Where do they go? Hold the way. Get him off the wall. All right, stop. All right. What I'm telling you is this. That's right out of my pocket. I've never done that in the clinic. All right? What I'm saying is that if you want your team to be physical, each and every act, you want to hustle. All right, grab the ball. All right, pivot. All right, and I want this line here has the ball. The guys in this line facing that way. All right, you don't have a dribble, and I want you guys to box the ball. And by box the ball is there are 5 laws of learning, teaching. Again, Ralph Miller. Do it, rep it, pull hard. Would tell them, show them, have them show you, correct whatever the hell they're screwing up on. Lord Master is repetition. Bang, bang, bang. All right, you guys are care on the ball, which are blocks of the ball. You guys are pivoting. You have 2 seconds to show them ass crack, and then you have to show them chest. And you're going to be working your pivots. Everybody touch their left foot. That, for the sake of demonstration, will be your pivot foot. All right, defensively, I'm trying to take the ball off them with one hand, flick it. All right, punching at it, and you're going to work the punching bag, all right, the ball for 30 seconds. And you're going to pivot around him, but whatever you do, you're trying to take the ball off his ass. All right, get down in the defense's position, and I need to take it serious. Move down a little bit so you guys don't have a collision. All right, 30 seconds on the watch. Ready? Let's go. Hold on. Step up. Protect it. Protect it. Protect it. Pivot. Stick your leg into his crotch. Let's go. Work your pivot. Use your shoulder. Use your head. Forehead. Pull from square. All right, hold on. We call this just we do this drill. All right, teaching aggression. Defensively, get down. Who is going to punch at the ball and get the hell out of it? All right, I didn't see that. If I have to circle the guy all the way, I got 30 seconds to get strip the ball off into the game situation. What are you doing? Get your hands off your knee. I heard about you, all right, but I don't see that. All right, so what I'm saying is that, yo, you have to be aggressive. I heard about you. I'm not buying what he's selling. That's bullshit. All right, so I'm in there like that. I'm not playing. All right, go. Get in. Get in the ball. All right, hold on, stop. Everybody else, he lost the ball. He lost the ball. He didn't chin it. He didn't rip it. He didn't protect it. I didn't create that. He did. What's up with that? Well, don't tell me about whatever your reason is. All I know is you didn't get low enough. Mean enough with the ball. So please, don't let it happen again. If it does, I kind of know who you are. Got it? But don't be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. All right, let's go. Play again. All right, hold it. Switch it up. All right, offense. Back up 3 steps. All right, you got one dribble to go by him. But use your pivots for 4 seconds before you dribble out. But if he's stupid enough, not intelligent enough, whatever verbiage you want to use, to play you so close that you go by him in 2 seconds, then do so. Then you have one dribble to go right or left, and then chin it, all right, rip it, protect it, pivot it, but don't lose the ball. 30 seconds. You guys close out in on the ball. See if you can take the damn ball off. All right, now, remember, we started this out. You guys want to put that ball on your outside shoulder, wherever you pivot, and keep that guy on his body, and don't present the ball to him at all. This thing gets a little nasty now. All right, ready, go. All right, hold up. Somebody the first time, lock in auditorily and see if the guy follows your words. Some kids don't learn through hearing. They learn by doing kinesthetic. They can learn by writing. They can learn different ways by watching film. So it doesn't mean the kid isn't smart. It means I have to use a different tool in order to teach him. And I just lock in on it. I'm not worried about it until I see a second or a third time. All right, and this is what they said about the guys that played for Tart. They weren't smart. But then they would take all the guys that supposedly weren't smart and were malcontents, and they would win. Well, it's because they knew how to teach, and they could figure it out, and all their teaching was by feel or visceral. That's what they did, and they'd walk guys on B cuts, and they'd show them by moving them. They didn't tell them a whole lot. All right, let's go in on and see if we can feel the ball. Gentlemen. All right, hold on. We had one go by, and everybody So your head is about 40% of your weight, and now you're going to be off balance. All right, get that ball right on that shoulder. There you go. Now, get your eyes to the ground. All right, so I start to tap that right foot out a little bit. Tap it out. Tap it out. There you go. See, it's nice on the rim. Relax your shoulders. Jesus Christ, I'm not going to knife you. My goodness sakes. Now bring your foot back where it came from. Good. Now bring it forward. Good. And I'm going to have to do this. Or if I stay here, you tap it twice and go middle and make a jump. No, that's not too stop. Make a jump. That's all right. How would you know? I didn't demonstrate, so that's on me. That's not your fault. All right, here we go. Do the same thing. Step top. Here we go. And now we're on our way to develop. Teaching them how to read and think and play against pressure and the whole deal. All right, you guys hustle down to that mat. Not happy here, man. Not happy at all. All right, we need a blue right here. Do you know why? Yeah, you asked everybody else the question why. You, the mad professor, had all the answers. But now, what do you got? Yeah, you're nude right now. Like you walk around your house, put your drawers on when people visit you, for Christ's sake. Especially when you say the water's cold all the time. All right, think about that one. All right, here we go. Blue here. All right. And blue. Let's go over there. All right. Imaginary line. The rim. Free throw line extended. Now, do you know why I've given you ample time to think why I'm not happy up here? Because you're making me work hard. I don't want to. You don't have control of your gym, so you need to whistle. Oh, yeah. We echo to each other. I tell one person, and he tells the others, I don't need the whistle. Oh, that's not me. I'm the guy who steals, all right? Shut up. You make me wait. I punish you. That's right. All right. Defense, come on out. Take a bang. All right, I need you, your voice, to organize everybody over there. So you take them over and organize because I need another team to come on. All right. There's 5, 6, or 7 things on a good grill. If this were being filmed, the factory before they spent that money on red wine that he bought for me last night, I got a little drinking problem. I called into a bottle, and then another one, and another one. And I had my Speedos on last night with black high tops with a wife beater, and that's really a good look in Sonoma. That goes over big. But nonetheless, I can't hear you. I love it, but it's my stage, because I'll just shit all over. All right, yeah. No, my point is this, very simple, is that there's 6 or 7 ingredients to a great grill. Don't seek a grill. Seek the ingredients of a great grill that you can make up your own. All drills should be disconnected, or connected rather, to your offense or your defense. Quit searching on the internet for drills. Make up your own drills. But again, it's that old adage, about fishing, and give a guy a fish for a day, and he eats and all that, and he starves to death because he never learns how to fish himself. All right, so the same thing is drilling. Number 1 is time. Number 2 is score. Number 3 is rotation. Number 4 is advantage, disadvantage, which Coach was talking about. 3-on-2, put him under heavy pressure. Coach talked about it when he said that he went 9 versus 5 in terms of press attack. It's the overload press. All right, number 5 is always have rebounding and make a big deal of rebounding. Both offensive and defensive rebounding. And when you don't, especially when you're on defense, all you can do perfect everything defensively, but if you don't harvest the return with blockouts and go and get the rebound, it's all for nothing. An offensive rebound steals the morale of the team. So offensive rebounding, we're scared to commit numbers. All right, now, there was a study last year, a guy did his doctorate on rebounding. Angles, they did all the numerics. You know what the numerics came up with on rebounding? Shooting the ball on the right side of the rim, the left side of the rim, with distance, with no distance. The only thing think conclusively that the numbers showed was he or she that puts more numbers in a proximity of the rim will get more rebounds. How about that one? How about that one? I know what I was taught by my coaches. I know what empirically I said to our players. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to be a great rebounding team like Michigan State, there are three things about Michigan State that is not arguable. Michigan State, Izzo, teaches rebounding better than anybody on the face of the planet. And then there's everybody else. One is his commitment. They're incessant in how they do everything, and it's tilted towards rebounding from their charting to whatever. Second is they commit more people to the tip of the rim or crushing the glass than you do because he has a secret. Bobby Huggins was the only other one who did this, is that if I send 4 or 5 to the rim every time we shoot the ball, you immediately are on the other side saying, well, they'll get it over the top. No, they won't. Not if you jam the rebounder. Not if you double team the rebounder. No, they won't. Because that means that a rebounder is going to have to be a hell of a passer to get it over the top. That means that if 2 go after the rebound and they didn't get it, but they're in the proximity of the rebounder and you track them, that you're saying to me that your other 3 players can't take immediately 3 steps and move their ass back, and you're telling me that that guy will front pivot and he'll just throw a dart. No, he won't. So what Michigan State does is, the reason that they lead the country year in and year out on offensive boards is he runs 4 at the rim. He sends 1 to half court. And yet when you go around the country and you watch practices or listen to clinicians, they would say send 3 or send 2, but never send 4. Well, they do. And look what they do. They say, their players are dead. Stop it. But will you break what Coach would talk about innovation and have the courage to run 4 to the offensive boards, and as soon as the opponent gets a rebound, closest man concept, jam to hell and teach your guys how to knock the foul and how to pressure that rebound when he turns around. So they pretty much do that, and now you're buying 2 or 3 seconds for everyone else to get back. All right, that was the second point. All right, now I'm hibernating, I'm cross teaching here. So I realized that I'm hung up on number 5 as far as the good ingredients of a drill, and I'm on point number 2. And I'm not trying to do anything here other than say to you, I'm cognizant of where I'm at and trying to help you and give you information. And so the third reason for Michigan State being tremendously awesome at the emphasis of offensive rebounds, because we're not talking about blocking off yet, is accountability. They are crazy about accountability. Every coach has 3 players. And they have enough personnel in their gym to tell a kid, as he goes through a 2-hour practice, how many rebounds he has. Well, offense and defense, and they even do the math per possession, 10 possessions. So they're breaking this thing down, and the kid's going, oh, hell. Hey, Mike, you didn't get any rebounds in the last 5 minutes on the offensive boards, and you led us yesterday. Where's the consistency of that? So my point is that you are what you emphasize. We've heard that before. Now, over to point number 6, unpredictability. Create unpredictability in your drills because the game has unpredictability. So if your drill doesn't have a whistle, like you say, okay, if I blow the whistle, drop the ball, and the guy closest to the ball can't hit the ball, that comes from the Bobby Knight Academy. An element of confusion within your own drilling creates the game because, as they say in the movie, excuse my French, but not really, shit happens. And if you don't factor that into your practice, you're going to be in deep trouble. Now, Vance Wahlberg was the master of validation, but Vance didn't think of this idea, and it came from somebody else. That's all I'll say. And when you want to really validate, instead of putting the guy at the free throw line immediately when the drill is won and or lost, in order to validate the win, let's say I'm a 3-stop guy, and we're playing cutthroat, and we get our 3rd stop, now I have to get the big score. So now we're on defensive cutthroat, and we get the stop. Now we have to immediately reaction time. See, some people would say the outlet is the most important thing in terms of that way. Not me, I say reaction time is get the ball out of the net, right where it comes out, right here, right there. All right, Rambus was the best in the history of the game, pulling the ball out of the net, stepping, lifting, and kicking it in. That was one smart human being. And then we had a coach, Brian Katz, who talked about Carroll Williams and Dick Davies. Well, no wonder. Rambus was a byproduct center for basketball than those two coaches. All right, so I digress. But the reason that I wasn't happier here is you're making me better. And it pisses me off. All right, so what I'm saying to you is, here's a little bit, and I'll transition in, is now we have to go down the floor on the big make. How many games where you know the game's tied, or you've got to make this possession is the game? Well, maybe you should be working on that 6 to 8 times in a practice, every practice. So at the end of your drills, if you're working on a defensive drill, how about having somebody step out of bounds and just throw a quick long outlet, boom, and the drill's over with, and you're working on reaction time, say 60 times in a given practice, where you're going the other way, and now instead of telling the kid to quit putting his chin to the ear, when something bad happens, he's got to get it in bounds, boom, we don't make a big deal out of it. Because we're going the other way. So now they bring the ball down 3-on-3, and the team that got stopped in cutthroat has a chance to get the big stop against the game winner. Whoa, there you go. And then, when they get the big stop, now I get to pick, the players do, what guy they want to have shoot the free throw. We call that a double validation. You have the big stop or the big score, and you have to make the free throw. And so those seeds came from Vance Wahlberg. Give credit where credit's due, no problem. But we put a little twist on it, a little Tabasco sauce, and we say, let's spin this drill to a higher level. That's the evolution of the game. All right, we have combat here. This is called a tight spacing passing drill. All right, you guys have to dribble. Every pass is a point. A score is worth 2 points. 10 points wins it. Your team's responsible for keeping score. If you step over this line, you're out of bounds. If you step across the split line, you're out of bounds. Boundary line, end line, boundary line, sideline. And now, we talk about the importance of spacing, but how often do we teach our guys to step over there so they're not looking through you? All right, how many times do you teach your guys or gals how to operate in tight spaces? Yeah, we want big spacing, but the art of the game frequently happens in hand-to-hand combat. All right, in close spaces. So this is holding the ring on steroids. Who's on? Okay, we'll stop posting up in the second place. That there and give you a squat. All right, those guys got to learn how to get in position. All right, so you guys protect the ball. You can only make pocket passes. All right, bounce passes. No air passes, no overhead passes. But on the fake high and pass low. You got time to pivot. Don't let them get a deflection or your team's off. Play. Let's go! All right, go. Got bounce. You're off. All right. Now, rotation. Offense goes to defense, and defense hustles off. And now we have the next team ready to stick themselves on. All right. Offense. All right, let's go. Defense, offense, in the line. Defense, offense, in the line. My fault. My fault. There we go. Here we go. You ready to play? All right, the way to win this game is the number of passes you get. Who's on offense? All right, here we go. I'm thinking down on stands. The problem is I don't know whose mouth's a bit on that. Right? All right, you guys ready? All right, hear my voice when I say stop. You say stop. Down on the end line. You gotta get those guys to sound off like they had a bear. All right? You know what a bear is? All right. All right, ready? Go set it. Here we go. Play. All right, hold on. Here's the off because, hold on, think about this. I want about this for a second. You never played off of him, and you never played off of him, and you never played off of him. You guys got to learn how to play off of each other. So instead of calling for the ball, what's the best thing you can do to get open versus pressure? Set a screen. And I'm telling you right now, against pressure, you know, what doesn't pressure like? A team that's 6'9", every guy's 6'9", and they're 7'4" to their arm. What don't they like? All right, you two guys go to that other end, sprint. Sprint. All right? All right, stop. Pressure him, and he's got the ball. All right, White, you have the ball. You're there. You guys rotate over there so the coaches can see. That's my fault. That's not your fault. All right, stand in that corner there. Coaches, pressure cannot stand space. All right? Okay, now, but conversely thinking, when you say that, always take your mind to the other end. All right, let's shrink it. All right, stop. All right, now, come on in and like stop all together. Quickly, spread. Get as close to each other as possible. It makes sense. Right? Let me have the ball. All right, 6'9", 7'4" through their arms cannot stand that. Now you've got this length all in a crowd, and they're not able to express themselves because you put them in the trees. They get tangled up in the barbed wire. Now spread out. Freeze. The long dudes love this stuff. All right, now shrink it. Now, you know what long dudes hate? Body on, contact. They hate it. They want to roll in space and take the ball off of you. So I said one thing, and Majerus said this. Rick Majerus said that there are big decisions that coaches make every day. Number one is when you're on defense, I remember when he said this. He said the biggest decision a coach makes on defense is where he or she wants the ball picked up. Point of confrontation. Do you want it in half court? Do you want a three-point line? Do you want it full court? Coach talked about tempo and who you're playing. Some teams love pressure playing against it, and other teams don't. You have to figure that out on your own. But Atlanta doesn't like screening. All right, I take great decisions on switching. They tangled up with little dudes, and they don't like it. So my point is this, fellas, when you're playing out of a triangle here, and it's a tight spacing passing drill, and I want to work on my pocket passing and pivoting, and how to transfer the ball in tight quarters when it's dark, I probably should set screens and talk to each other because it gets dark out here. These guys are bigger, stronger, longer, and they are going to stop the sun from coming into our room. So we have to break windows and open the light up. And the best way I know is to screen. And then Majerus' second point that he made was spacing is easy. Respacing is difficult. So when the coach said, hey, I pass and rim cut, telling the kid where you want rim cut. All right, now getting in there is easy. Getting back outside the three-point line and understanding I have to respace, that's a bitch. And coach used it on what we call circles and loops. And on a double penetration, back to Wahlberg, and the rules of penetration. San Antonio Spurs does the double loops, and that kind of action better than anybody in basketball. All right, now let's go ahead and play. Get on the round, and think about screening and then exploding out, and then go back and rescreen. But before you rescreen, let's just respace you for a second, so I'll probably be able to pass you the ball. All right, go. All right. Go back over to the corner. All right, you're in trouble because you got in trouble down there. And I told you about it before. Now sit, like you're going to go to the bathroom in the woods. All right, now sit on my knee. Sit, act low. All right, and now go up here. Now put the ball above your head. You're like I am, you're weak as a kid. Now get down low and throw your ass crack to him. And there's no way this dude's going to take the ball off you. Now you have to help your stud. All right, so now I'm down low. Go ahead, do whatever you want to do. Now you're going to hand back, and the ball, put your palm to the sky, and don't flip it. I'll take all handoffs and handbacks off your hand. So now we got here. All right, we have a sequence together. All right, now I come in here, and now I got it. Oh, do it that way. Roll to the rim. Nothing back. Now reverse it because there's nothing there. All right, now I set straight for you, and nothing to your program. So you set straight for me. All right, now he's here. So when I know that I'm being denied, I stretch, and then I'll back cut. I take his hand and I say, thank you for denying me. I have an answer. All right, so go ahead and deny me here. The ball's coming this way. They want to enter the ball. So I say, thank you, and I have an answer for him. Take him to half court. Take the denial all the way up. But the first reaction has got to be, take him opposite of where you want to go, 3 or 4 steps. So we stretch him back. All right, let's play a game. Play. Let's switch to this drill, boss. Next try. We'll deal with that later. All right, now good. I'm glad you're loose. Yeah. But at the same time, the reason I wouldn't want you guys to switch through your back and split line. Defense, there you go. All right, go ahead and go back to where you were. Right, go back to where you were. Now, go ahead and turn your ass back to the sideline. Now, tell me how much sense that makes. It makes no sense at all. It's going to be blowing you in with your ass back to split. But now, bring the finger at the ball. All right, now put your other hand on him. Now sit down in the woods. There you go. Now, thumb points ground, chin to shoulder. All right, your left eye, the right eye is on me, left eye is on me. And you're looking right down the barrel of your arm. Got it? Okay. We can use our language to do what we want you to do. Play. Switch. All right, they get the point. Your team's off. Your defense on. That's what we do to cheat. We cheat. All right, ready to play. Go back and ball on the outside shoulder. Praise the Lord and lead. All right, big fella, you were the other way. You were facing me and you had the ball on the outside shoulder. He said, heavy pivot. All right, this is a life foot. There's no weight in that foot at all. And yet you had all your weight on that foot. So you're on balance. Now lighten that foot up and put all your weight there. Now go ahead and rip it across your shoelaces. See, you're not going to play down there. The ball has to touch the ground. Go. All right, now bring your foot with it. Now bring your foot with it. So you're out of sync. When your foot comes this way, the ball marries itself to your shoelace and your foot. It's got to be right on top of your shoelace. All right, now bring the foot over. Now stick it on your shoelace. Just stick it down there. Now foot and ball come across together. Go. Now bring it across. See what I'm saying? Now lift it up 6 inches. All right, now lift it up. Whoa. Now you don't have the ball's up too high. All right, and its strength is there, but its strength is not down there. You understand? Okay, well you say you do, but you don't. But repetition will take care of that. Give me some of that. All right, good. Okay. You were so good with your team's off. Okay. Everybody here, show and tell is over. All right. We played at 10. Winners are grinners, and losers, well, they run. So in other words, there's a consequence to everything that we do. And that would be point number 8 on all good drills. Don't have a drill and not have a consequence for the drill. Have meaning for everything that you do, and it's the way it is. All right, all the parenting classes that I've gone to, one of the things they tell you as a parent and coach as a parent is that the problem is always the coach because the problem is always the parent. Because if you have discipline and you say that you want something done, well then make sure that it's done. That's it. It's called follow through. And you get tired during a practice, so you stop having consequences for actions. You become arbitrary. And then the players know that they can play you. And so players know every bad decision that you make, and so you pull a kid who has a tough story in his background in your office, and you think that you're being kind and compassionate and nice to him, and then you let him off the hook, he's back and he's done whatever. Well, all the other players know there's not equity, but yet you'll have clinicians talk about, you know, that you whisper at one but yell at another. I think that is so much garbage. All right, you whisper at one in your office, and maybe you yell at another in your office because you're off the floor. Well, what players tell me in exit interviews is, be equitable when there's practice. Be equitable with playing time. And if you say that you are going to play a kid because he stands for the right things, but yet he's not as talented as somebody else, well, then play him. You know, you get that stuff lip service all the time. Last year, as an example, walking your talk, and I'm not proud of this, but this is the fact. We had the third leading scorer, and I told him 2 months before the season ended that he's gone. That's it. And every one of you said, well, don't play that card until the end of the year. That's disingenuous. I was never going to coach that kid one more day than when he left, and now he'll be a junior in somebody else's program. I'm a stepfather. I took over for a bad program, and this guy misbehaved every day. So my point is that I nipped it in the bud. I am giving you something I'm not particularly proud of in terms of the fact that the relationship didn't work. But that is being a head coach. You have to make tough decisions. And the toughest decisions you have to make are 51-49%. Somebody's going to lose when you make that call. And so my point is this, is that in your drills, consequences for winning and consequences for losing, and consistency is the key. Not you have to do whatever you do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you to be consistent about your discipline. Discipline has nothing to do with punishment per se. It has everything to do with this word. This is a power word. Consistency. Just be consistent. And if you say that these are the rules, then enforce your rules. Or don't have the rule. Leave yourself that opportunity not to have that rule so that you can make a decision out of your pocket if that's how you run your gym and your program. And those things, I would say, culture, I don't even know about culture. Somebody used that word 10 years ago and everybody around the United States started using culture. I think it's a bullshit word. I'm just going to say what I feel. I think standards are the word. I take issue with the word because everybody ran to the word. And what I'm saying is have standards. I mean, I don't know what culture is. If I went to France, I wouldn't know what their culture is per se. It takes me several years to learn what's acceptable and what's not. But what I'm saying is for real is your standard. Whatever your expectations are, you have to be vigilant. Vigilant about whatever you create as a standard. And in the book, Good and Great by Jim Collins, he said, when you come in and take over an organization that's lost, your job is to raise the standard. Charlotte, I raised the standard. We won early. Then we went to a terrible losing streak. Gerald Henderson, by the way, went down. He was our leading scorer and leading defender. All right, make no excuses. But then they came to me and they said, play this guy, play that guy, play that guy. And they were all at the end of the bench. They were mountain tents, and I refused to play them. And so I'm here talking to you, coaching college basketball, which I was always going to go back to anyway. So I ate it. Fine. I don't care who the person was, obviously. And I said, you know what? We had a retreat, and we said we're going to play our young guys. Kimball Walker, Bismack, 6 young guys, no matter what happened. And I have it here in writing. I was at that retreat, and now the monster of losing comes, and you want me to bury the kids for the turd. You've got to be out of your ever-loving mind. And so my point is that sometimes you hold up a standard and you get a bullet. Deal with it. There are so many things about that experience that were positive that outweigh what I'm telling you. I'm not mad at anybody. There's no place to be mad or bitter. You're going to catch it. Deal with it as, Coach said, Matt said, his primary goal in his program is to make men out of young men. I understood what he meant by that. So I broke in here off of point number 8 with a little diatribe for 5 minutes about you guys are the standard. You gals are the standard. But my question to you is this. If you have a rule, any rule that you wanted, are you prepared to lose your job for that rule? And if you are, it's a great rule. That's it. And the other thing I want to say to you, sorry sacks that are whining about whatever happened to you because you got some form of injustice. Deal with it and go find another job because it's out there. There are so many basketball jobs and teaching jobs that are open. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. That sucks. But what I'm trying to tell you is the profession needs you and they need your wisdom of what happened to you in the previous school. You're smarter. The environment was better off for where you were. And that's the nobility of coaching. It's a wonderful, wonderful journey. And so what I'm saying to you is, man, I've been there, done that, been a part of all of that. All I'm sharing with you is this. We need you. We need your teaching. We need your bad stories. We need your victories so that you can carry those scars into your next job. Don't you know? Don't you know? And sometimes, people, it's better to pull your fishing line out of the hole and wait for the big fish than it is to think that the big fish is going to come bite on the hook. Sometimes it never bites. And sometimes the art of leaving, is better than staying just because that hole dried up. Or you see signs that it's time to move on. I'm telling you right now, every one of you can get another job. But it's going to be painful. And it's uncomfortable. So, back to drilling. I'm going to show you a little pick and roll drill here. Here we go. Come on down, guys. This is Mike D'Antoni drill. Give me a line here. 2, 3. Give me 4 to 5 here. Throw slide. 1 to 2. 1 to 2. All right, I'll do the first one. Wait, ready to go. 4. You're going to trail and go on the end. Get the ball out of here. All right, take off and run the edge. I'm going to throw the ball. Lay it in like you would a layup. All right, you're going to pull out of the net. You're going to run and touch the baseline after you score the layup. And then you're trying to beat it down the floor. I'm going to throw it to the next floor and back to the operation pass. So, come on. There you go. Awesome. I'm going to throw my ass crack here just for purposes of the drill. All right? As he's laying it up, one circling here, and I'm going to loop cut, and I'm going to send it here. You're going to try and beat it down that way. All right? So we're just working layups. Get the ball out of the net. So maybe the second guy gets the ball from the ball. This guy's got business to do. Got it? All right. You understand? You're going to take one dribble, send it down in front of him, let him run through it, and he's going to lay it up. Loop, touch the sideline, get the outlet, and you can even take a dribble. I wouldn't. I would just ball pass it to this guy here. The guy laying it up is trying to outrace the pass. All right, you'll see the sequence of what they call pistol action in the NBA. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right. So it'll probably take 3 times and you go, oh, I got it. So repetitions are Lord and Master here. All right, here we go. Wait. You got it. All right. All right, here's your third time. Okay. I was in Thibodeau's practice, and any verbal is said 3 times. Everything from the Bible to any of the Hobbit, the trilogies, all of it is done in 3s. People remember and predispose genetically as they come out of the womb in 3s. So on this 3rd time, I think you can probably outrace it. Because here's what we're going to do. You guys move inside the college in the A3 and move out just a little bit. So I'm going to give you 2 more steps to see if you can, with your first 3 steps, once you brace that in like you're going to be gone. Now I think you can beat this fast if you haul ass. All right, here we go. Here we go. Andy, got you. What are you doing? Condition response. This drill goes fast, we'll add another ball. And now your wings, you never have to tell them to run. Now, so when you're out this long and you're telling your guard it's better to pass the ball across half court than it is to dribble. But yet on our transitions, how many of you count the times in a given game the ball is passed across half court? So now you talk about starting the game out in pattern of play. In the first 4 minutes, count the times that your opponent makes it back and you actually pass the ball. You cross the main street with the pass. You know, cross Main Street with the dribble with the pass across half court. I would suggest in 4 minutes, 3 times of passing the ball across half court as opposed to dribbling would be huge. Huge. Now, if you can get 16 to 20 of those in a 60 to 80 possession game, you are on fire. You're probably scoring 8 to 16 points just by the condition response. If they score, you go hit, and he drives the edge, and you got a layup. National championship game against Kentucky Western, we scored 18 layups off our 18 points off our layups. 18 points off our layups. They kicked our ass in that offensive possession. And by the time they were doing this, or returning, we were on that rim in less than 2 seconds. Because it was a condition we worked on it all year long. They had it in their scout report. I'm good friends with Ray Harper. He's now at Western Kentucky. And he said, man, we had no answer for that stuff. No answer. It comes from stuff like this. All right, let's play. Here we go. Give me another ball. Actually, give me another ball. take off early and you always screw it up. He can never get his feet down in order to get me hooked up. You're the one who screws it up. So you gotta wait. You gotta be patient. And if we're gonna go into the classroom and they put the old coach in charge of, I teach biology, right? And we talk about human relations. And I'm a woman, and you're a man. There's a protocol once the door closes, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There's a for, and there's a plan. And we're going to work our for. You got what I'm saying? She has needs. Do you have a checklist? Yes or no? Yeah, you do, but have you ever asked her her needs? Oh, exactly. So you don't have a checklist. So we're going to go away from here when no one's watching, and we're going to talk about that topic. All right? And I'm only playing the woman for so long, you know what I'm saying? But I'll help you out. I'll sit down, put your chest out, and not noise. All right, relax. Having fun with your players, you can be intense, but when the practice is over, and you haven't enjoyed your kids. Everything's, no, I mean, sometimes we're laughing at each other so hard in practice, we got tears. Because I'll just say anything to our players to speak their language, because I'm also educating to the fact that these guys don't know what I just did. They don't. Because their father never remotely got close like mine did. My dad was an obstetrician, and that talk never came. He gave me a book. All right? So if you think a book taught me anything about what I was supposed to know about, you're sadly mistaken. That was on the backs of a lot of mistakes. So my point is that we can have fun in practice, be serious, and we're like in a kitchen. We're cooking. All right? But that cookbook can only take you so far. You gotta have feel of the stove. You gotta know how to throw the spices in, and that's like a good practice. All right. So now, I didn't plan on getting in pick and roll. Now it's mad at you. It's just to be intoxicated. All right. So set the pivot. Rip that foot through. All right. Now you're gonna reverse pivot. For sake of argument, I'm going to swing that leg back and face that way. All right. Now you're going to take your chin, snap into that shoulder, and sprint to the tip of the rim. Your only job is to see if you can turn the corner and score. Your only job is to see if you can turn the corner and score. Your only job is to, absolutely, 3 times. See what I'm saying? But this guy is like 6'10", and he's going to level you up. Take 2 dribbles, and I guarantee you there will be a nice window for you to make a pocket pass, tight spacing passing drill, and do it with 1 hand. Your left hand. You good on that? All right, let's go back to that. All right, here we go. All right, hold up. Go back. Set the screen. Right, and you did 1, and sometimes against a crummy team, you'll be able to do 1 and have a nice window, right? But against the stud team, they're going to bang you. You're going to go that far, and your second dribble is going to get the separation, and it's going to take the big away from that because you're a stud. Does that make sense? The second dribble is to open this window up so you have room, and also is he doesn't know that the pass is coming on the first dribble, and he hasn't been able to get all the way down to the tip of the rim because you won't let him. So you broke the secret, and now we're screwed because the ball's going to be turned over. Got it? Okay. All right, we're running again. Let's go. Good, Mike. You got answer, Mike? Spread! Beautiful. Go! All right. Let's go. We're running this flat. Face it. Next up. replacement. So we're going to throw the ball back. The key point on this is footwork off of contact shoulder and head. So as I get lined out on my second grip, I'm going to set that move so that I create space in a two-hand overhead pass to that replacement up. Replacement, you're going to throw it to the big on the tip of the rim. You're going high-low. All right, the order of life. When this guy comes up, catches the ball. All right, now the only thing I want to say to Brian Capps and a guy who gives players their dominant pivot foot is this: wrong, wrong, and wrong. All right, and it's because guys haven't taken the time to study feet to understand. And I'm just, no, man, don't dumb me down on feet. All right, and what I'm saying is I'm very clear about this. I would ask Brian one question, and he would say, you know, I'm wrong and you're right. That's what he would say. I'd say, Brian, why do you teach anybody in your program left-hand layups? So you're going to teach on the left side of the rim to shoot a left-hand layup, but you're not going to do the same thing with feet? How does that work? How does it work when Ed Mack is down here, the guy is jamming, and he's on the dominant pivot foot, and so he can't pivot because another guy comes in on the trap, and he's on the wrong pivot foot, or he pivots only on his dominant pivot foot. Third, I want to see how a guy can show his dominant pivot foot when he's coming off a floppy action, and he's got a pin down or a curl, and he's coming around here. You can't do that. So there's inconsistency in what you're allowing your players to do. Game, set, match. Why do I know this? Because I studied under Pete Noel, and there wasn't anybody in the face of the earth that taught feet better than Pete Noel. And my only point is, why the hell can't you teach a player within 1 week to be on even pivot foot? That's crazy. And I had that stuff in the NBA all the time. I had one of the guys from the Nuggets, no, dominant pivot foot. And I said, yeah, that's the same guy that keeps traveling when we have a rip-through move on a closeout because he was on his dominant foot on the wrong side of the floor. And I said, those two travels cost us big time. And yet, thousands of times you're telling the guy to put his dominant foot up. Stop it. And I showed him film. And so, my thing is, I would argue for that. But what trumps that is, if you're adamant about it and you feel strongly about it and you're consistent every day, that trumps that argument that I just gave you. In other words, I don't care. I'm not going to fight my life like that, but I'm not going to be bullshitted. And I can show him film of his team when a guy comes off a curl where he's using his other foot and he made himself ambidextrous. But yet, it's okay to do that and have to move your hips around and know that it's one step longer to do all of that with your hips and your feet. You want to talk about detail? I don't want to hear all that bullshit. And I'm adamant about not lying to good friends. But when we argue about stuff, man, we're like two bulls. We just get right after it. All right, here we go. Play. All right. Now, when this guy catches the ball, he's got to know what you think he should do. Shot, post, drive. Shot, post, drive. So he gets ready to shoot, he's over. He goes post as his second option. Third is driving. So now you can say post, drive, shot. The order matters not. It's your deal. All right? But we want to order his thing. Now you should learn to take it around. Post up. Hands are above your head. And Jared, comes to here. See the back of your hand. It's coming into you. Forehead to forehead. Give it to him forehead to forehead. And then drop it. Fine. Okay? Let's run that. Here we go. Let's go. Okay, you have to pull it up. All right, wrinkles in your drills. Wrinkles in your drills. You won't see this on any video. It's no big deal. But it has a twist to it. It has some fast. All right, you guys are going to run that action. But instead of throwing it high-low, I'm just going to bring the ball back, and I'm going to DHO it to your point guard, and big, you're going to come in and set a step up. I'm going to dribble the ball off the step up, and I'm going to throw a bounce pass into you. Come on down. Run that action. I'm going to say stop. Run the action. Here we go. Roll it. Step back. Roll it back. All right. Look in. Now drive the ball right back to him. And as he's handing it off, hit the pitch. And then drive it. All right. Here. All right. Now roll it. All right. You just give him 1 minute bounce pass right in there. And now you have a little twist. And that's the stuff that you're seeing up in the NBA with a lot in Europe. That's the stuff when you watch Euro basketball. You go, what was that? What did they do there? Do it. Here we go. Back, back. Good. Do it again. Do it again. All right, now see if you can do it quicker. Yeah. Put it. Defending the mid pick and roll, the side pick and roll, step ups, whatever. I'm going to show you the Thibodeau drill, 5-on-5, real quick. My thing is that when you see pick and roll, you have to say, why is everybody pick and roll? Because most amount of money in the NBA is spent on your point guard and it's spent on your big. So with Malone and Stockton, all that money was put into those guys in that franchise. And they wanted them to be involved in every play. And so really, the pick and roll, and if you look at the Sports Illustrated articles, they always started with Stockton and Malone. All right, and in terms of execution and probably coaching, Coach Sloan deserves a lot of credit for this. All right, my point to you is that offensively, the reason you're running the pick and roll is to create a numbers advantage, because if there's a good execution of a pick and roll, that means for 2 seconds or 3 seconds, somebody is open. There's 5 defenders, and now 2 of them have committed themselves to the ball. So somewhere out there, somebody is open. And your great point guards will find that guy within 2 seconds or 3 seconds. All right, defensively, we call it rolling your schemes. And all I'm saying is guys ask me all the time about pick and roll defense. There are probably 7 to 8 ways to defend it. Now, you take it down to 1%, only want to defend it one way and get great at it because I'm a detailed guy and it's simple. Well, you can't do that in the NBA because one way for even Thibodeau doesn't work. They have to change their schemes. So one of the ways to defend the pick and roll is to blitz it. Middle of the floor, blitz it. Another way is to switch it. You can switch it. Another way is to hedge it. Hedge it. Another way is to weaken or zone it. Weak left or weak right, where your big is playing back and catching that whatever, that speed. All right, another way is to squeeze it, or what they call pushing. Now I've rolled through 5 schemes like that. Anytime the mid pick and roll is set, you can zone it. All right, that rolls you into scheme 6. Scheme 7 is you can Laker red. The reason they call it Laker red is because Kobe hated this because you run ahead of the flat pick coming up and you trap it. And Kobe was going to have to pass the ball. And he didn't like that. And because he wouldn't get the ball back, or when he got it back, he had limited time to do his thing. So they called it Laker red. George Karl created that. All right? So that's another scheme on defending the pick and roll. All right, I can tell you unequivocally what the pick and roll run subs. All right? And so I'm not saying you can't run that against it, it just doesn't like it. All right? If you have equal sized guys, the pick and roll doesn't like to be switched at all. All right? Third, the pick and roll definitely doesn't like to be blitzed. If you're good at it, you're athletic, you can do that and you understand that behind the zone, you're zoning up, or behind the blitz, you're always going to have a 2-1-2 look. Two guys trapping the ball, one guy leaves, and he comes into a triangle real close to where that pick and roll happening, the blitz is, and two guys protecting the blocks. So you're always from the top down to be looking at a 2-1-2. All right, now, you can be fuzzy in your head. You say you just verbalized everything and showed us nothing. Give me 5 blues and 5 whites. All right, just all that. Just all that. Tentative start now. Tentative start. Give me 5 guys that think we're going to start this year. All right, you're on that elbow. Starter in the corner. Starter in the corner. All right, give me a big here. All right. 4. Give me a 5 here and 4 there. Give me a 2 or 3 there. 2 or 3 there. All right, you're going to have the ball in the pro slot here. All right, you're going to come up and set a kick right about here. You're going to set them up with a dribble. All right, the start point is mid. All right, or high pick and roll. You're going to take them level of the screen or below before you go over the top. All right, that would be set up. And once you come off the screen, you're going to dribble it to get separated. All right, so all the way, going in, drop them down, there's the legs. All right, bring them over the top, roll. Keep stepping out, freeze. Up here. All right, roll to the tip of the rim, roll back. All right, raise up. Roll the ball to the outside hand. Pass all day. Pass all day. All right, you're going to roll out of that baseline. You're going to bring it over the top. You're going to throw it. Come this way. All right, and you're going to come to the bend. All right, you're down on the short corner now. You rolled out and went to the short corner bend. Throw in the ball to the outside hand. Now you're going to set a step up, a flat pick right here. You're going to rip and take him to the baseline and roll to the rim. Throw in the ball there. All right. You're going to go through the corner and 4. You're coming up. When he throws the ball here, you guys are going to see him. Come on up, 4. Right here. All right. Throw the ball back to your 4. Take the right foot over the top of your pass for him. Pass. Back, and now DHO downhill. You take it off the palm, and now you throw the slide. So, what you've seen is your mid pick and roll D. All right, I'll put the scheme in a second. You've got a side pick and roll. You've got a step up on how you want to defend step ups and how you want to defend DHO. All in one drill. So, Calipari, you say it's not live until they get through the drill. You rehearse your schemes. And now you play it live, and you can put in a couple things, your continuity or whatever you want, and we'll see how it is. All right, now what I need is white jersey, white jersey, or blue. All right, so because we don't have that, I need to go white on and blues on. All right, so you feeling good about doing that in the starter 32. All right, blue 1.5 blue, white on. All right, blue, you're on defense. Let's go. All right, for purposes of just a scheme on the mid pick and roll, we're going to go weak right. So whatever man ball is on, he has to make him use the string. So you say weak right. All right, you always, with these, what I would call a low pick and roll, all right, or a mid, you're going to go over. I don't care if you get hung up, go. He's going to give you 2 slides if he has to on a weak right, and you got to get back to your own. You're going to line through out, and you're going to fire back to your own. All right, now 5 protects 4, and 4 protects 5. And you guys, if he's out, you're in. All right, if you're in and he's out, you guys are brothers. must protect each other. So, if he gets into trouble, you have to save him. So you're going to hit the roll man so we can stay attached to shooters. All right, I can go into this for a lot long. All right, but anyway, the coaches want to see the drill. All right, and all you're going to do is zone up on that elbow, show your numbers 2, and drop. You'll be able to handle that and help you with 2 slides. All right, run that. All right, talk behind the ball. Now, this is 2 rolls. You have to take the free throw line. Now you're sitting, it's 2 versus 1. Just sit on his lap and get that on a time pass. All you have to do is defend the ball. Don't get hit by the tip. All right, go back to the elbow. Big enough. Go back to the elbow. Offensive. Yeah, you're going to come up and set up the third. All right. 1, 2, 3, 6. Coaches, you can ice this or down it. You can contact shoulder, bring it middle. You can trap it. You can push it. You can do all the same schemes here. We're going to ice it. All right. In other words, we're not going to let it do big. We're going to go on the leg. All right. When you get low, you see that that's happening. All right. I'm going to go ahead and you keep trying to fight it down. Alright, now you would short roll this and do that. You saw that he was being nice. Okay? On that, so you just bring it down. Alright, and then come up to the split. Okay, so you'll fire it back to the short. You're on the nail. You're already on the nail. You've got to be on the nail, and we're going to stunt you 1 defensive slide to him. Alright, just to make him hesitate, and then you got to get back to your own. Let's see what it looks like. Play it. Run over. Now, if you don't understand, now's the time to ask the question. All right, gentlemen.
Hey, Coach.
Let's turn the heat up. Yes, sir.
Question. When he slipped over the top. What do you want him to do? I didn't see what you were saying. Go back.
You got to talk loud.
I said he slipped over the top. What was his direction?
He was supposed to go off his ass. Yeah, he was supposed to shoot the gap. He went over under. And so he had to go behind the 5, and he tried to go over the top, and they hit. He didn't listen. That's his fault. All right? Here we go. Without telling you something, I'm going to have him huddle up real quick. Bring it in. Let's bring it up. What I want you to do is smother him and do the euro. Become one. A little more that step up. Step up. Yeah, you still get a beat. You gotta go over that. All right? And you gotta go over that. And you gotta stop holding on that so long. Just get one slide in the back. And what you gotta do is put your hips on his hips. Don't sag or do anything. Even if he hits you on the stick and you're here, I want you to drop and throw this way, okay? And then after he turns the corner, stay on his hips, because you still got to make a run. And you got a guy going in there and shift. He's not able to do that. But when he's where he's sitting, exactly. Yeah. And if that doesn't work, ask Cole. I don't have to answer. All right. 1, 2, 3, stay. Size on. You got to learn how to play hard, act by act, because you thought to dribble the ball early in that action, and the power of the pass down at the base flattens the defense out. Now we got to skip it, and they're chasing the ball. But right now, they set in on you, and I know one thing, you're not that kind of player, and you're Chris Paul, you can open that up and play off of that. It doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that you'll be able to do that once the defense shifts and the ball's been reversed. So don't stop picking and rolling, but maybe you have to wait a little bit longer. All right, so get here. You shake up there, gun. Sometimes the 2 and 3 are on the same side. Stay. You're okay. All right, now make a better decision. Make a better decision. It's a brothers, Dan and somebody. changing yourself and your perspective, how you see things. It's a hell of a book. The Tao of Chip Kelly. I know I'm not bashful because Philadelphia's 1-2 right now, but just the way he does his practices with tempo, I thought was fascinating. Really fascinating. So that was another book that I think. And the other thing is, most guys know this book to be out if you have read it, and it's a street book, and it's like a fist fight in terms of how much common sense. And it's called Relentless. And I know you guys know Weight Coach with Jordan and all that stuff, and he wrote that book. And when you reread it, there he drops some pearls in that thing about, you know, how to build your program, for lack of a better way of saying it. And so I try to reread books and then get out in front and read a couple that are new, but I don't try to read fast. I'm an incredibly slow reader, but there you go. And you said burn 3 books, save 1 and 5, switch. Yeah, for sure.
When you're rolling your teams up with picking all defense, what's an effective way to balance it? Have your players, to make it
From the sideline, George Carl taught me this. When your pick and roll scheme gets popped pretty good and it gets beat, you know, if you see that the guy's fresh or he made a great play, he would say, don't roll the scheme. Hang on one more and see what you get. Now, of all the pick and roll schemes that I know of, when things get confusing, go to this one. Whenever there's a mid being set or a side, become one with the screen and go underneath, and everybody else touch their man and don't rotate. What you're saying is that the one guard has to be great, and probably 80% of all the one guards that are going to play against you are not used shooting the ball every possession. And now they're done behind that because you shot the gap and went under and they made the 3. So what? Now, if you commit yourself to that scheme and you're squeezing, or what we call a push scheme, then Howard, we didn't have a very good team in Charlotte. Howard got his worst numbers in the history of the NBA against our team because we were committed to pushing against him so he could never roll. So when Howard would come up and set a high ball, he's the best at the edge and contact show. But when you stand him up and he has to roll and the replace happens from behind and all that, you stand him up and you fight him all the way on his roll. It ruins the timing of the roll. Plus you've got him and you don't have to rotate so you can fight him. And the other thing is when a team has a really good 2 and 3 that can shoot the ball, then what they want you to do is rotate or shrink the floor. But in the push game, you just get to touch the guy. You can even tell the players don't lift the ball. Just take your shooters out and touch them. And now, we have a great point guard who's got a high assist ratio. Jason Kidd hated the push scheme, hated it. He would shoot the 3 late in his career, but early in his career, he couldn't make a 3. My point is that he wanted to cut you up by hitting the roll man, hitting the far corner, maybe hitting the strong side, or he got fouled and he scored a layup. Now the pick and roll has diversified itself. It's getting you 6 different ways. And so the push scheme makes it singular. One guard, you got to score 30, 35 in order to beat us. Usually most one guards are reared to give the ball up. So the pick and roll becomes really effective when they line you out and he starts cutting you up different ways. Now they come back to the huddle and you're getting your ass kicked in a multitude of ways and you're going, God, what scheme do I use now? And in the NBA, the guys will come back and sit down and they'll go, what do you got? We're getting our ass kicked on that one. So my point is that, you know, when do you move out of your scheme to go to another scheme, or how do you do it? You can color code it, you can call it out loud. All right, let's go to the switch it up. All right, when you go, let's go push, whatever you want, and then your bench echoes what you're saying. And so now you've got like 9 voices changing the scheme up as they're coming down in a dead ball, and you change the scheme up, so that's how it goes. Next question. So the whole point at the beginning of the talk was about physicality. And your team can't get physical unless you have a lot of 1 or 2 minute drills, or situations where you're playing out of the hole and no ball, and you say, all right, let's want you guys to get down in the stance. You want to get the juice flowing, and you start popping each other in the chest. All right, now I want to swing, put you over the top. And now you start them out with tug of war. One on defense always has the ball, and he starts all the drills out with tug of war, 3/4, and he's got the ball, and he's here. And now you got this, and then he pops in, and now he's ready to go. Well, now the guy who gets the ball is pissed off. He's pulling. And now you've triggered something primal within your team. So my point is that when you're doing your development or you're shooting the ball, a lot of times I put myself in a lot of the workouts, and let's say we're going on a pin down with the coach, and the shooter's here, I'll just stand, and I'll put my ball on the player, and I'll start to drive him, and he'll go, and he'll curl. There's a degree of physicality to everything you do, and you're sweating, you're wet. All right, now you say, I'm older, I can't do that anymore. Well, then set it up so it's not live, but it's physical, and they're bumping each other, and then you say, go! And then they play. And now they know that when another coach comes into your gym, they look at your kids, and they go, God, man, they're a bunch of crazy dogs. You know, they're just at each other all the time, and then pretty soon it's acceptable. You know, that you're at it. I've never had a team that won a championship that didn't end up in a fight. I just never have coached it. Last year, even with a team that wasn't very good, we had a couple of skirmishes. I don't promote that. As a matter of fact, I get in the middle of them and get them separated. I don't allow for a circle around and let's duke it out or whatever that stuff is. But because the intensity raises, in your gym, it's just natural that guys will get after guys. They do, and they don't mean it in that way. And then also, let me ask you this. You know, I've heard this before, I don't understand it, but a guy said, well, I've never argued with my lady. And I said, well, geez, you must not have been married very long. You know, or my point is this, is part of disagreeing with people, the best part is making up. And as a coach who has gone into many organizations and tried to impact losing to winning, you have to ruffle feathers, and it creates friction. Lencioni, the 5 dysfunctions of a team. A meeting is never a good meeting unless there's a little bit of friction within that conversation where people are challenged, and then there's heat. And then from that heat, sometimes people are so not used to it that they literally will be angry when they leave you, and the next day in the hallway they won't say hello. And my point is not their anger. My point is, have you calculated on how to be the bigger person and mend the fence? And so I have an assistant who was a head coach for 14 years, and he said, man, wherever you go, there's a shitstorm. You're always stirring stuff up. And I said, yeah, because of epic proportions, the school has lost for 35, 40 years. And I said, it's the way they do their business out of the training room, the food that the kids eat, all right, the way they travel, all right, the budget. And I said, so I'm supposed to sit around and be political about the fact that I'm representing our players and we're supposed to take epic losing and beat really good people in our league and change? It's going to take some friction. Back to your players. If you have lively practices there's friction player on player. And what we try to teach our guys is that when the skirmishes happen, all right, it's not about always keeping control. It's about how to get back into control after the blood is flowing. You know, and sometimes it takes another player to get another player calmed down. You know, or he has to come back to the bench and calm down for a minute or two. So I don't worry about a guy getting too fired up as far as that, because, all right, think about this. You lose a game because a kid throws on another kid, and we don't want that. But yet, you're going to show everybody in the stands, and I've done this, and I regret it to this day, where we were in a playoff game down in Adelaide, and we were playing the Perth Wildcats, and we had a pretty good team. And a kid on our team cheat shot at a guy on a cut, and I mean, he cut him bad. Cut him right through his mouth, all right? Blood everywhere. And the guy that was coaching the Wildcats was named Adrian Hurley. And he came down, and he was on top of me, and I was just, playoffs, so it was 3 minutes in the game, high score, all that crap. And there's blood underneath the basket. And everybody in the stadium, there were 14,000 people at the game, they were quiet. And there's blood down there, and Blakemore hit this guy, and his guy's at me. Well, the bottom line is I did not represent that player in the right way. And what I'm saying is this is, you represent your players when they're wrong. You represent your players when they're bad. And they do something bad. Now you get them behind closed doors, and you pay them out. That's the time to get them. But what I learned by that is, if my kid goes to prison, I visit first. I'm the first there. I think he could do a heinous crime, but the fact of the matter is it's a lifelong relationship, and sometimes people do bad things, and you find out who you are. Well, sometimes your players in practice will get on top of each other. Well, the time to get lessons learned is probably not at the height of jumping in and then exposing the player who started all of this stuff and just leaving them for dead. And the same thing happens in a game, or the same thing happens when a guy plagiarizes in the classroom. Man, I'm not for that, but it happens. And what I do is I say, okay, how can we salvage this and use this as lessons learned, because it's a correctable action over time. And my thing is you show your colors in your practices as a coach. When you're rubbing them, instigating, and you're physical, and they see that the juice is flowing in you. Every bad practice that I've ever been a part of is my fault. I think back to the practice plan, and it's always because I put too many things in the practice plan, and it flatlines out or I talk too much. And then I run the piss out of the players, and then I'm going home and I'm going, man, you were a jerk off. You know, that practice was your fault. In terms of what Coach Ed would talk about, you got to get the juices flowing. And personally, when I have a stinker of a practice, and it's rare, when I have it, I apologize to the players the next day, or I'll apologize to them at the end of the practice. And I said, man, that was really a bad practice. And I said, I could point out 4 different reasons why, fellas, but I screwed it up. It's on me, and I'll do better tomorrow for you. And the second thing is, when you see the leader apologize, maybe they see the leader tear up, then they understand it's okay for them to apologize and for them to show emotion. But you cannot have kids say that you want them to show emotion if they don't see you who say that you're loyal to them. You don't show emotion. They need modeling. And if they don't have the modeling, I don't know how the hell a kid can break the cycle within his own family of things that were really difficult. That's why we bring players into our home. Not because we have the best families in the world, maybe contrary, maybe the opposite. But I think over time, what they see is, I'm safe in this home. This home, man, I'm trying to figure this out. He really does love his wife. He really does have his kids around who have pimples and have blemishes, but they're still around the home. They're eating the food, they're playing ping pong, the pool, with the players, and they're in. You can't fake that stuff. So back to practices, I think that in the practices, when you teach your players, it goes no further than the head coach and the staff. No further. And so, you know, in a wrap-up, it's been a great day. I'm very appreciative for being asked here. I'm humble. You know, Pat, last night was great. It was great to meet Molly in that capacity. And I know about her more than you know, way more. All right, and I knew what she was about at Stanford. So, nice try. Giving me her resume. I already knew. All right. So,
Thank you.
no, you've been years too, by the way. No, seriously, you know, it's indelible. It's in the book, so I appreciate that. Fellas coaches, if you're down in Southern California, summer or winter, come on by. Our practices have always been open. The second thing is, if you need anything in terms of information, I have 3 graduate assistants now. And so we're churning out a lot of information. If you need something, you can dial this number. And if I don't get back to you immediately, I'll have Jack get back to you and send you what you're after. Whether it's Patino stuff or whether it's Thibodeau stuff, the number is this. You've got a pen. 310, all right, 242-1395. 310-242-1395. And I will probably respond to you quicker if you text. All right, and then I can get my guy, and in that text, tell me what you're after, and then we'll put it in the mail, or we'll email it to you if you leave your email address, and I'm telling you anything that I have in my files, I'll give to you. Anything. There's nothing sacred, and I have a huge library of DVDs, I have a huge library of written material that I've saved over the course of 35 years. So my point to you is ask for it, and my guy, Jack Dorn, will make sure that that stuff gets sent out to you if you want something like that. The other thing is, within the next couple months, we're going to put all of our DVDs on our website, and we're putting a new website in where you actually can check the box, access it, and I'm not charging for that. There's not a $5 charge, there's not a $25 charge, there's no charge, but it's going to take us about 2 more months, according to our techniques, to get all